I just rather get the bag and start collecting the rings. I done spoke too much, close curtain and scene. I am not a human being, I'm a full machine. I ain't holier than thou, I don't judge, I sing. Just staying down for the come up till I reign supreme. Let's get it. Yeah, hit boys, we got another one. Ha! Man, y'all boys ain't ready for this, man. We still grinding.
It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome.
Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Denver Broncos and the New Orleans Saints. The kicker, Graham Gano, set to put his foot into this one. And we are underway from the Superdome.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Well, a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's 2nd down.
Well, this defense for the Saints, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
Even better than that, they pitched a shutout in that game, and I'm telling you, trust me on this one. That's a confidence builder for the rest of the season. When you get a defense that puts together a performance like that this early in the year, well, that sends notice to the rest.
And that's caught inside the 35.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson.
They're going right back to Hamler. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. That's a great example right there to remind everyone of what a weapon he can be as a mobile quarterback, Charles. Nice play to escape the pocket and get his offense into the red zone with a 1st down.
And defensive coaches losing their mind on that play because they knew about his mobility coming in, and they've preached all week long. If he gets outside the pocket, find receivers in your area and cover them. Otherwise, plays like that will continue to result.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
It's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass.
9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys...
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown.
Javonte Williams, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Broncos will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
McManus's point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Saints, nothing.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
First down, Mariota.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Caden Stearns. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. So first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all. And that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up first and goal. Williams will score. Touchdown, Broncos. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter, and he's got both of them.
Well, he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
Extra point from McManus is good, and it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25 yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception. He rifles one that's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores.
Money, what up, folks?
Yo.
What y'all on, man? What y'all doing for Christmas?
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, CD, you kind of feel like you're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse.
What the hell going on over there?
But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
On 2nd and 9. Winston over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Yeah, but you know, I only play the game when my kids go to sleep anyway. They just went down for their nap.
But they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long?
Yeah, I already knew you were about to come up here with some bullshit.
Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
There's Chris Olave. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
You was at...
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
And they'll use him out of the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
On 2nd and inches, Winston back to Kamara for another catch.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. This will wind up a loss on the play. And 3rd and 1 now. 21-0 our score after 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, here's Winston. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Nick Bonito. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball, because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos are able to widen their lead here in this first half. McManus's point after is good. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, you know, when we were having a tough patch, this 2-show pass, this 2-show pass, and if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do.
I had to ask
get themselves reasserted and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves
here. I love noble gratitude.
The sack there by Bradley Chubb.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there's no way he was getting away on that one.
On 3rd down, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he will bring it back to
because I told you he already got a deal with nothing but defense. And when I say nothing but defense, he can dunk and play defense. That's it. Can't shoot and live.
Lost it there, big fumble. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's Wilson. One on the slant. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point.
Touchdown! Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the
Broncos
open the lead up to 34-0. Extra point from McManus is good. And a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
We have biscuits in there already.
Okay. Black pepper. Okay. Barbecue sauce. I don't know. I haven't checked.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play.
I want the other one because I don't know what that one tastes like.
Coordinator. Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right, throw it out the window. Yeah,
I need more.
Back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just
I
fine.
can.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Got his man
I can mix him.
over the middle. That's Thomas.
Yeah, I can mix him.
Winston to Thomas, and it's a New Orleans first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Now it's Kamara in the passing game. So the completion gets him just a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Throwing again on second down. Alvin Kamara.
You say you're going out in the blizzard business.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Give him the completion. No gain, but let's focus in on that tackle. Open field tackling.
Okay.
The hardest thing to do in the game, I believe.
But when you get outside the tackle box, it becomes a numbers game. The defense had more than they could block. That's caught by Marquez Callaway. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20.
I mean, you should be used to it, my boy.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Flushed out right. They'll get this to Hamler over the middle. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw
I just heard something about some D.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10.
I know y'all boys are real frisky.
And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Get real weird in here, you know what I'm saying?
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And this
play goes
nowhere.
That's all
Losing yardage back to the 15.
No hard feelings. Oh, God.
Fourth down, Wilson.
Come on, man. Hey, sooner or later, they got to stop. We got to put a heart in it.
That's just 32 yards officially from the right hash.
We gotta put a stop to this, okay? It ain't fair. It ain't right.
The kick by McManus is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime.
Oh no, that is not what was going on.
As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Halftime.
Y'all boys got a lot of
for quarter number 3 alongside Charles
I don't know. Y'all were too close in school or something.
The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3.
Oh no, we ain't on that type of shit. Mr. Cohen? Mr. Cohen, do you be raw dogging our mom? Whoa, whoa.
We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit.
Yeah, the kids over there asking Cohen if he's raw dogging the parents. Cohen's a beast. I don't care what nobody says. He's an animal.
But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive.
Nigga,
right
I
here.
just said I'm in a Madden game.
Put some points on the board. They begin to have hope.
On 2nd and 10, Mariota.
Don't get me confused. Don't get me confused with that white boy.
Picked off by Pat Surtain.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we?
Yep, he is the real
downright
Drew.
miserable first half that's carried over with an interception to
Funny
begin
how
the
his
second
name-
half.
that
That's a
nigga-
defeated offense right there.
I don't know
They're
what the
still
hell that
game
nigga
line.
real name is.
I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3.
But, bro, I really
And it's
don't know
second
what
down.
that nigga name is. Like
In
his
the
real
first half, he
name.
was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized. Buying time to his left. Got a man open, it's Sutton. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd
No
and
folk
3.
not running.
Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
I thought
Not
they
Kim,
might take a
folks.
shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to
you ain't
go
wanna
for
play,
it
man.
proves to be a good one. They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams.
Yeah.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard. Brings up second.
I could have sworn I said that.
The Saints 9-yard line.
Here's Wilson. And that
Yeah,
is incomplete here.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage.
I tried to link with
completion-wise
Uzi when I
way
went to
up.
Fed.
Not
Yeah.
that time.
We were scared because I said something about slapbacks.
On 3rd down, Wilson. The quick slant caught. The gain of 3
feeling that ball.
on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And it's going to be batted down. And will go the other way with a football. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto. So the clock runs out.
What the
But
fuck was
Brandon,
that,
they've been
bro?
around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Out of his end zone, Mariota. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Caden Stearns. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Now McManus to tack on the extra point.
Boy said make a Raymond Felton.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Makes the score.
Why niggas don't never want to make a Danny Green?
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now.
Danny Green
As this
got
one's in the
rings
air.
now. Yeah, he's into his brother's shadows. We don't count him. Yeah, he and his brother's shadows.
Set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
No, his brother is John Bones Jones.
Would rather probably forget about, at least to this point,
yes.
Charles. And one reason is
that's his brother.
Turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really.
I think John the oldest for real.
And you know they won't admit it to
I don't know for sure.
But we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Mariota now from the 50, dancing to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And they always get hurt when I'm blowing somebody the fuck out.
His team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
On second down, Kamara. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the third quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not, and right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Mariota. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Glad to be in the great city of New Orleans, rolling along here in the third quarter. 2nd and 10. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But we're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Nick Benito. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough, but... man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They go play action now. Wilson. This will be caught. Judy. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's another first down as they bite off 23 more on that one. Now it's Wilson. On the move to his left. This pass caught by Hamler. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Now Wilson. And this is taken in by Hamler for a Bronco touchdown. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Broncos are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. McManus is in, that one is good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Saints take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
The Saints on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Mariota to throw it. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it'll be 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose.
At their own 10-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some jokester said to one of his teammates, maybe a few of them, hey, we're up 50. Why not go for 100? You think maybe that line was uttered on the sideline? I can't believe what we're seeing here. An NFL game this lopsided.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They go play action with Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I think it's pretty evident that any blowout isn't going to be big enough for them. They're already up 7 full touchdowns, and it's still not stopping them from throwing it deep downfield, taking their shots, trying to add more points.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
I wish I could just make mass subs.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like 1 possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do that?
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
I think everybody on my defense got a quick besides the D-line.
Rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Saints take over 1st down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And the Broncos will take over possession here up at the 44. So first and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 44. After the interception, here's Wilson. Steps away. And he'll just get rid of it. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the shotgun, Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess? He didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Well, he's certainly not going to see a better punt than that. Definitely taking a chance, because if that thing clips the pylon, it comes out to the 20, but instead, it goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Well, the drive starts with a completion left side. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. So that'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Wilson wants to throw it. Out to his left. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
He hasn't been sacked all game, and there's an example as to why. Evaded the pressure, got out of the pocket, but even with the extra time, it doesn't translate into a completion.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. 14. Now Wilson. He's got Dulcich going across the formation. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. To throw is Wilson. The quick slant caught. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. McManus now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
The score, Broncos 66, Saints nothing.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Saints take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And they will take a knee here.
Hello? Hello?
So this will wind up a Denver victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Broncos, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get a trip to Vegas next week for a date with the Raiders. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers.
My Brooklyn, go see Chirac, Southside, C12, 911, grr to the reality, we still outside. Mine on the richest, heart in the trenches. You can't throw dirt on the underground, we thrive in it. Ghana boys stocks on the rise, Charlie, this flex know they ready. See, we went on the ride nobody wave, we the ones who started with it. Translation, Yanni had to buy, Yanni had Yanni hits. This goes so hard, even the ops go with it, That's how you know we lit. Grr.
Trust, been taking no loss. We be the hottest on the scene. Gemstones from the dust. Big dog, pretty leash. Where's the love in the streets? Pour my heart on the beat. See that blood on my sheets. Yeah, when me ready, me hit it heavy. I zoom out the pride of my people already. Them I see Ellie. Me, I'm just sharing my journey. I'm thankful the people they hear me. Tribe of Joseph, I'm ahead of the bunch. P5, I was starving for months. A running cut team, but on my pockets, me need my DNA. Baby for lunch, but we call me a star before BBC. Don't take a lot to get rid of me. Me and them don't get the same. Me and them don't get the same. For that, they gonna know who the name is. They say I move like I'm nameless. Cause I only cover the money bags and I don't really wanna be famous. You know what's up? You know what's up? You pretend. We don't be gang. You know what's up?
we going crazy. We at the top and we never gonna stop. Hop in a ghost, I'ma get swayzy. I just got off of the jet and I cry. I win in a Humvee, I lie. I be on go cause I come from the shot. I'm shooting back, I ain't ducking no shots. Got power like Samson, I cut off the locks. Chirac, Timmer, in the cut like I'm Fredo Santana. Buju Banton, I hop in the Bama, the world is mine. I'm Tony Montana, I'm Pelican Fly. Diamonds on me cause I'm rapping a rock. I'ma go hard, I ain't killing them soft. I'm up in the hills, I feel like I'm Lauren, you ready or not? I like who got businesses, I'm CEO of mine. 1980 Prezi Rolly, we been working over.